join me for a conversation in front of the sheep as we talk about something that's super exciting to me. I don't hear it very often in the homesteading community, and I'd love to address it today. It actually comes in the form of a comment that I received on, interestingly, my most controversial video yet. This person says, "I have issues with everyone in this space. They promote isolationist thinking, act like homesteading is what they are doing when they are promoting the country life instead. All are too religious. Most aren't feeding their kids properly and have way too many kids. 8 billion people on the planet, people. They push self-sufficiency instead of promoting working at a community and regional level to improve our food systems, promote conspiracies and anti-government. It's really sad because you can't just find someone sharing insight into gardening, home cooking, and small farm husbandry without it being a lifestyle." Well, there is a whole lot to unpack with this one comment, and I love it because I think that it touches so many commonly held beliefs and opinions that I have seen reflected in other comments on other channels online. I think that this person really has a very passionate stance, very clearly, and I think they were being very respectful, so I really want to acknowledge them for that they have a passionately held belief, but you know, these are their opinions and that's fair. All right, this person, I am assuming, is not speaking directly about the people that I addressed in that video. I was addressing 3 different homesteading channels, and I don't think this person even watched my video. I think that they basically looked at the thumbnail and the title, because some of these comments have nothing to do with those particular channels. So I'm going to go ahead and go based off of the idea that they're not actually talking about these channels in specific, but the entire community of homesteading as a whole. I think we should be careful to paint any person or group with a broad brush. I just see so many examples counter to what people will claim. And the reason why this excites me so much is because it creates a place where we can have discourse and approach this topic with multiple points of view. And I really love a quote that I saw online that says something to the effect of, "People just want their opinions to come out of your mouth." People are allowed to have different perspectives, and if we can just listen to one another from a place of curiosity, then we're gonna all come away benefited from that. All right, enough preaching. Let's get right into the comment. "Homesteaders promote isolationist thinking." I agree with that one. I don't think we should be isolationist. I don't think every homesteader does, but I made a video a while back. As I said in that video, no man is an island, so we're always going to need others. They also act like homesteading is what they are doing when they are promoting the country life instead. I don't fully understand what they mean by that. I would say, if I had to guess, I would say that this person is finding a problem with homesteaders who are too tunnel vision in their description or portrayal of homesteading as just being in the country. And you can be, you know, we've talked about this before. You can be a porch steader, you can be a backyard steader, you can be an urban homesteader. I don't think there's a one size fits all, but I personally hold the belief that the country is safer to be in when it comes to, you know, a global pandemic where people are rioting and looting, or a natural disaster where you have to evacuate your home and people come by your home to see, hey, they're gone, what's left behind that I can take? I do think that there is more safety in the country. It does not mean that there is no crime or no bad guys. So you're never going to be completely crime-free as long as there are people around. But I would also say that just because somebody is living in the country and that's what they're portraying, they don't have to cover every base. They don't have to address urban homesteading because guess what? They're not in an urban environment, they're in the country. So while I appreciate that this person has mentioned that, I also think that it's not the homesteader's job to address every topic or every situation. All are too religious. I mean, what can I say to that? You know, I'm very transparent about why we're raising sheep. It's for religion. Why we don't raise pigs? It's for religion. I am religious. That's why I do what I do. And the reason why I ever mention it is not because I care if you join in. It's because this is why I do what I do. I'm just explaining why. But I agree. There are some religious people that they don't ever know who their audience is, and they don't ever know when to quit. Know when and where to have certain conversations. You can tell when somebody is trying to push their beliefs on you, that's obnoxious. I'm not here to do that. So the all are too religious. I guess if somebody's really promoting religion on their channel, just don't watch their channel. You know, because maybe they're catering to religious homesteaders and that's their audience. Maybe they're just being who they are and they're attracting the audience that is more like them. Too religious, really, that's a preference, and that would be a you problem. Meant respectfully. I admit when it's a me problem. I think that's a you problem. Most aren't feeding their kids properly and have way too many kids. 8 billion people on the planet, people. Well, again, guilty. Currently pregnant with baby number 6. And I have gotten lots of nasty comments from family members, usually, which is weird. Usually strangers compliment me on my kids, how beautiful they are and how well behaved. Too many kids. Well, who's the judge of too many? Are you promoting China's one-child policy? Are you saying no kids until we have a big die-off and there are less than 8 billion people? That's a slippery slope. You know, I don't think you're going to get 8 billion people to all agree on how many is too many and what is just enough. Instead of dictating what other people should do in their choices as a family, I think we should instead be promoting having healthy family systems where there's a present father and a present mother. We all know that kids do best with a father and mother in the household. We all know kids do best with a happy father and a mother in a household. There are a lot of things that we as a society could do better on. And I think if everybody is just trying to do better, we're all going to get there raising respectable, hard-working people who will take accountability and contribute to society. That is going to change the world, not stopping having kids. That is an opinion. You are welcome to disagree. They push self-sufficiency instead of promoting working at a community and regional level to improve our food systems. I don't know what exactly they mean by that, though. Do they mean getting into local government, attending town hall meetings? You know, there's only so much that a person can address in a comment. So I know that this person is limited to their, you know, obviously they had a somewhat emotional response, a passionate response, we'll call it. So I don't know exactly what the solution is to that, but I don't think, like I said before, that any man is an island. So we have to be careful about saying, you know, I'm going to shut the gates and it'll just be us. But I think having a goal of being okay if you have to shut the gates and it just be you. So I think that's what self-sufficiency really is all about. I don't think it's necessarily about never seeing another human again, because you need people, whether you like it or not. You need people. Some of us need them more than others. Some of us can do with once a week or once a month, but you need relationship. Ultimately, I agree that we should be working on helping other people, but really, as a homesteader, my experience is that if people's gardens are so abundant with things every year, neighbors are giving away food left and right. I mean, we had so many jalapenos from other people and from our own plant and so many other things. So homesteaders are doing that. It's just behind the scenes that you don't see represented on YouTube. And maybe I don't start a community garden, but I do know homesteaders who used to have a YouTube channel. I've been to their property and they have a community outreach where they teach people their best techniques on gardening. They teach people self-sufficiency and beekeeping and all these different things. So that is happening. It just is not necessarily all represented online. So again, painting with a broad brush with a limited amount of information. Promote conspiracies and anti-government. Okay. Does the FDA have our best interest at heart? Because if you believe yes, then I can see where you're coming. I see where this person's coming from. I really do. Yeah, that's a toughie. I'm trying so hard not to make this like Debbie Downer about all politics. Does this need to be said? I feel like this needs to be said because somebody actually believes this. Not that we're necessarily anti-government. I think we're anti-government overreach. For example, no, I'm not going to register my chickens like places do have to register their chickens. Georgia, don't do it. Not in my face again. No. All right, listen. Yeah, I mean, do you remember, was it the 60s or the 70s that the government is proven to have given the African American population a certain type of disease? Am I allowed to say it on YouTube? I don't know. Look up what the government did in military testing, you know, lots of things. And there's like, the rabbit hole goes so deep, and just because something's a conspiracy doesn't make it wrong. Okay, hold on, Georgia, no, this is serious. There are some conspiracies that people really enjoy thinking about. Okay, it's fun. And, you know, a lot of times government records have proven it right. But I do agree, people get some kind of weird high from going down conspiracy rabbit holes to the point where it's like, they should take a step back, they should breathe, they should get offline, and maybe go fishing. They really need to unplug because it starts to affect their relationships. You know, they start sending emails. So yes, I agree. But you know what? If the government's doing it right in front of your eyes, for example, the thing trending right now is how McDonald's in the UK, their French fries are just potato and salt and oil. The United States version of McDonald's French fries, which are delicious, by the way, is a laundry list of chemicals, preservatives, flavorings, all these different things that are not just potato and salt and oil. There's so much information on this already. Netflix documentaries, you know, more YouTube channels. So promote conspiracies and anti-government. But that's a tough one because they've been proven right a lot. Some of them are wackadoo, okay? But, you know, let's also think for ourselves. So, like, in all things, let's consider the sides and I'm going to move on from this one because I feel like this person's so convinced it's okay. I'm not speaking necessarily to them, but I am, like, I think the rest of us are like, okay, well, keep on thinking that the government is like all good. And finally, it's really sad because you can't just find someone sharing insight into gardening, home cooking, and small farm husbandry without it being a lifestyle. Well, good luck doing all this without turning it into a lifestyle because it takes over your life and in the best way possible. I don't know why it being a lifestyle is a bad thing. I think we're having a difference in definition of what a lifestyle is. Because if you do cooking from home, your lifestyle is different from somebody who constantly goes out to eat. And then you have the reasons for that. Maybe it could be financial. It could be health related. It could be that you have a huge family and it's just not practical. Financial, yeah, but it's just not practical to have everybody go to a restaurant and take over 3 different tables. There are different reasons for it, and it has to do with your life and your lifestyle. So that one, I'm confused as to what the problem is because it's their lifestyle and their channel. I don't know why it would be a problem for the viewer. Why not you as the viewer just take bits and pieces from these different channels and their lifestyle and apply it into your life without making it your whole identity? It's just as foreign to me as saying that somebody who is religious can divorce that from their lifestyle. You know, because the beliefs in the religion, whatever that religion is, or even agnostic or atheist, that will affect how you live. So that part I'm not getting. I'm trying so hard to understand. I don't understand it. And that's okay. Maybe there's more to it that this person just didn't have an opportunity to elaborate on. So this one comment, like I mentioned, has addressed so many things that I think are really commonly held beliefs. But I don't think that the people who believe these things really have a full, all-encompassing understanding of all of the implications of what they're saying. For example, don't have too many kids. And on that really quick, there's a lot of judgment about people who have too many kids. And then there's all this judgment on people who choose to have no kids. Nobody can win. I mean, at some point, if you have a group of 5 people, you're going to have 7 opinions. That's just the way it goes. And I get the frustration with the homesteaders who maybe this person's watching homesteaders that I'm not watching. I feel like the ones that I watch are just very straightforward. Maybe I just give the benefit of the doubt to more than other people. Could be a difference in experience with who you're interacting with online, but there are always going to be other sides to a topic. So while this person and I may not share beliefs 100% or opinions 100%, I do want to thank them for commenting and adding to the discussion. And I also think that the more we can do that with each other and just have a space to open up and say what we think and be open to having a difference of opinion, then I think we're all going to be okay. So if you too want to contribute to the conversation of homesteading, your perspective, maybe one of those topics I talked about, which I didn't even address, they all don't feed their kids properly, or many don't feed their kids properly. I don't even know what that's about, but if you see my kids, you'll know they're fed properly. If you want to contribute to the conversation, go ahead, drop it below, and I'll see you in the comment section.